Good evening. Welcome to the Valentine Goose Channel. I'm Randy Pischel. This is Valentine Goose Channel. Today we're going to be talking about some hunts and the Beacon Star, and I'm even going to give out a small hint because I hit a small milestone, small one, this big. So yeah, there's a lot of hunts going on now, and I think some of them uh, they just dwarf my hunt. They make mine look minuscule because they got millions and millions of dollars. One has a ton of gold, and gold is like uh gold is like $1,000 a ton. So yeah, they got a lot of stuff in there. But yeah, these big hunts are taking up all the bandwidth, and excuse me, I'll cut that out. But yeah, they're taking up all the bandwidth and all that good stuff, and um, so I'm just sitting back and relaxing. But I do think one thing does work in my favor, and that is these hunts are, $50, $60 to get in. One hunt wants you to buy multiple books. And, the average person, I don't mind saying I live paycheck to paycheck, but that's because I'm trying to put so much money into savings. I got to move somebody from Davenport to Sioux City, which, if you ever look at Iowa, that's like the farthest you can go in Iowa. It's like a 4 hour drive if you just don't stop. But yeah, and if that sounds familiar, it's because a year ago I moved somebody from Sioux City to Davenport, well, all the way across. And that one I towed my car, and we use a truck and stuff. But this one I'm getting the truck here. I'm driving the truck from here to Davenport, from Davenport to Sioux City, from Sioux City back to here. I'm putting over 1,000 miles on this truck in just a couple days, and I got to load it all by myself. So I'm saving money for that. I'm saving money for for a lawnmower, and I got a lawnmower, weed trimmer, blower combo picked out, and it's all electric, and I really like it. My daughter has one, and I've been borrowing it. So there's not too much of pressure on there, but I mean, I'm saving all this money for various things. I got a vacation coming up, and yeah, so I'm just like buying food and some supplies, and I'm not spending money. I'm just in this hyper saving mode. So the thing is, if someone is living paycheck to paycheck, and even if there's $1 million hunt out, they're gonna see, hey, this is $1 million hunt, but it's like $50 to buy a book. Oh my gosh, I don't have $50. And then they're gonna look online and say, oh, there's people already already boots on the ground, and so even if I do buy this book, my odds are way low that I'm gonna solve this thing, and I think that hurts sales. If you put out $1 million hunt, man, I wouldn't think people were boots on the ground for at least a year. But no, they got people boots on the ground already. Hasn't been a year yet. Uh, I just can't imagine doing a hunt with that much money, and having it over very quickly. That would kill me. Um, and they're not. And I can tell you, people are like, "Oh, they're making money in the books." No, they're not. They're not making money in the books. Trust me. And speaking of which, in the interest of transparency, I thought I would go ahead and show you what the prize pool is up to. So let me see if I did this right. This is where I clicked and my sound went out, and the rest of the video had no sound. So let me see what I got here. There we go. So this is the book of, or the month of May, and it's the 24th, so it's almost in the end of May. I sold 10 books this month, which is about average. I think some people are looking at the other hunts and go $50, and then they're saying, "Well, what other hunts are out there?" And they're seeing this one for $7. And they're like, "Oh, I can afford this one." So I think that's what's going on there. But what I need to do is get rid of all my other books, and then do Lifetime. 874. Now remember that number 874, but that's from 2017. 2017 is the first year I sold books. And if you notice, this line starts at 2011. That's when I wrote the book, and that's when I put it out there. That's when I hid the token. And that token's been out there for, gosh, all these years 10, 11, 12, 14 years. 14. And never been stumbled upon, never been found. I go and I check on it once in a while, and it's still there. I just think, God, every time I think about where I hid it, I think, man, this is like the perfect spot to hide a token. And then when I think about my part two, I'm like, I gotta find a spot just like this, and I just can't, and I'm freaking out because like I don't want to just put it in a pile of rocks or put it somewhere. I want it somewhere like this. It's gonna be there for a while. But anyway, 874. Let's do the math here. Um, the math. I said the math. There we go. The math. 874. Because I do put $1 in for every book sold. And let's see. Started out with 5,000. And then there's a gold coin. Alexa, what's the price of gold today?
As of May 23rd, gold traded at $3,356 per troy ounce on the foreign exchange.
All right, so 1 ounce coin, about $3,300. Ooh, that put me up to $9,000. So I'm almost equal with Xavier Star, Xavier Star, Xavier Marks. So that's interesting. And Xavier Marks is another one where I go online. I'd like to look at it, and because I do own that book, and I look at it, and I go online, and people are like triangulating landmarks in New York City, and I'm just like, I don't know enough about New York City to do that. If someone did it to a city I was familiar with, I might be able to, but I don't know. And then that turns me off. If I hadn't bought the book already, I probably wouldn't buy it. And like I said, that's probably the mentality of people out there. They're like, oh man, these people are boots on the ground already. And I think I don't think that's true. By the way, I think if you bought into the books right now, you would have just as much chance as everybody else. You might want to read up online to see what other people are doing, get caught up. But read the book. Don't look online. Come to your own conclusions, and then maybe compare. And uh, who knows? Maybe you've got a place that's different from everybody else. Excuse me. Like I said, I did a 20-minute video, and it was dead. Now I'm only at 8 minutes. I've already said everything I can remember from the other video. Um, but yeah, life is fun these days. Uh, Today's a holiday. I do got all my chores done for the weekend, so I'm feeling good there. I got 2 more days off, and I'm gonna love every minute of it. Work is sending me to Aurora at some point, but my workload has quadrupled because corporate has realized that we need to get on Windows 11. So we have 20,000 devices to get on Windows 11 by the end of October, and that's going to be quite the journey. Oh, excuse me. And I already have. I did 3, but day shift is like kicking butt, and my contribution is that I can't really do stuff on night shift because no one's there. But what happens is I work until 7 a.m. and from like 5 o'clock when people start coming in to 7, I get calls. Oh, my map drive ain't there. My printer's not there. This link isn't there. This link doesn't work. Where's Chrome? And all the questions I get in the morning when people come in and get their computers. But yeah, we're kicking butt on it. I think we're close to our goal. Because we have a goal set for daily, monthly, that good stuff. Let's see what else is going on. I mentioned earlier that I might give a hint out, a simple hint. I hit a small milestone. I hit a milestone about this big, and So yeah, I thought, oh well, I'll give a hint that's this big. Uh, I don't have an errata. I don't believe in having a lot of rules. Every big hunt that was put out there by millionaires, from a treasure trove down, has had these big rule pages. I don't like rules. If you find the token, you find the token. That's the rule in my book. I will say there's common sense things. Don't endanger yourself. Don't cross water. No, you do not have to walk in a river or step in a puddle. You can find it in the winter because if you solve all the clues, it'll take you right to the token. So if there happens to be snow covering it, you'll know where to move the snow to get to it. Um, but yeah, so I don't have any rules. I don't have an errata page. I don't have multiple runs in my book. I'm still on the first edition, and I'll stay on the first edition because I want everyone to have the exact same thing. As far as errata goes, yeah, there's a couple typos in there, and because it's self-published, self-edited, and all that good stuff. And when you read a book 100 times, you tend to overlook. If there's a word misspelled that you overlooked, then on the 20th and 30th time, it's just built into your brain, and you'll overlook it every time. So yeah, no errata page. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's on the same level. Um, I knew people would share. I try to think of everything in my books. I got some poems. I got you know ciphers and stuff, and I leveled it. So there's some ciphers that are really easy to solve and easy to get to, and that gets you going. That gets your blood pumping. I think Vaver Marx said that the first clue was trying to figure out which picture was the celebrity clue, and that was pretty easy to figure out. So you got to do that. And then there's intermediate stuff. There's stuff. There's the boots on the ground stuff because I wanted people to get out and see things and experience things and not just sit at home with their book, but to go out and look around. And then there's the intermediate stuff. Some people solve it, some people haven't, but everyone's sharing online anyway. And then there's the really hard stuff that people haven't gotten to yet. So, and the first couple of levels that prepares you for what's coming. So I try to put everything in my book, and every time I see someone talking about another book, like, "Oh, that was a great idea," I think I already did that. I put that in my book. So I don't know. Oh, look at this. I didn't realize, but this is the proof copy. Can you see that? Oh, it doesn't even show up on camera. Proof. So this is the one that's got all the answers in it. But let me find the page I had before. I don't know if I can find it. Do 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 do. There we go. There's the page I wanted. So some of these have poems on them, and at the very bottom you'll see a binary number. Of course, everyone's got the binary numbers and everyone's sharing them. Nobody knows what they mean, and I'm not going to tell you what they mean. But I will tell you there's no typos in the binary numbers. If you get a binary number that doesn't seem to fit a pattern, that's on purpose. So there's your small hint for the day. Yes, there's no typos in the binary numbers. They are what they are. And I know some people are like looking at them going, "Oh, but." Anyway, I tried to go 20 minutes. I went 14. I did go 25 on my last one, but man, I just no sound, and that was not good. Is there anything I talked about in the other video that I haven't talked about in this one yet? I gave the hint. I talked about books, and yeah, I think the only reason I sold 10 this month is people are looking at the big hunts. The big hunts are pulling people into treasure hunts. But like I said, they're going, oh, it's $50, and people are already boots on the ground. And then they see mine $7, and they're like, oh well, I can buy this one. So I think that's the only reason I made some sales this month. But yeah, that's the gist of it. I try to stay transparent. I try to stay even. I try to keep everybody on even ground. So there's no, I don't answer emails and stuff like that. So that's good. If someone IMs me or something and they ask me a question that has nothing to do with the book, I may answer that. But for the most part, yeah, my interests are Volkswagens. I've owned over 20 Volkswagens. Um, of course, ciphers. If you want to talk books, I've been reading The Art of War, which people say you read that and you apply it to the corporate world and you're good to go. Um, but yeah, I talk other things, but if you're gonna ask me like, hey, I'm going to Denver, is this location still there? Go find out. If it's not there, look it up. I'm sure there's pictures of it online. And I only say that because the Columbus statue, I haven't been back, but they said they were gonna put it back up, but I don't know if they did or not. But anyway, that's all I got. Let's see if this works. Yes, it's time to sign off. So you guys have a good day, and I'm gonna go to an art fair and enjoy my holiday weekend. Take care.